What comes to mind when you think about the military? Many people think of the action on the battlefield. Some think of the honor and value in fighting for your country. And there's so much more. But people tend to focus on the combat and ignore all the other possibilities that the military has to offer. So before we dive into those opportunities, there's a few things you need to understand. The military is a world in itself. Almost every profession that you see outside the military can be found inside. So this is going to include medical professionals, legal professionals, IT, so on and so forth. A lot of people feel compelled to go combat arms when considering the military, as if they have a moral obligation to sign up for the most badass position they can find. People don't realize that supporting elements are almost as important as combat elements. I'm not here to say that joining to become a badass is a bad thing. If that's what motivates you, then great. My point is to be aware of the outside influences and look out for yourself. Also, when you sign the dotted line, you're giving the government permission to put you wherever they feel they need you. You can have an awesome experience or maybe not. It's almost like gambling, but with your life. My recommendation for you is to have a goal before joining, and make sure the government can help you achieve that goal before signing up. If the government tells you they're going to do something for you, you better make sure you get it in writing. And when I say goal, I really mean a specific skill that you want to learn or experience. You want to make yourself as valuable as possible and use the military to do that. Uncle Sam will put you in any position he thinks that you're qualified for, even if you have zero experience in that field. They're going to focus more on your capacity for the position rather than your current skill set that'll help you in that position. They'll be willing to invest thousands of dollars in you to make sure you're trained for that position. I know a handful of people who decided to go into IT, used the military to pay for their certificates, and volunteered for more opportunities to get more experience. Many of those individuals got out of the military and are now getting paid very well. Mind you, they're doing this without a degree. Before talking to recruiters, you need to take a few things into consideration. 1, you should pick your job first and then the branch. A medic in the Navy is going to be different from a medic in the Army. This applies for almost every position. You're going to want to do your homework with this and talk to as many people as possible. You'll need to know the difference between enlisted soldiers and officers. So keeping it broad, officers plan while enlisted soldiers execute. An officer is going to be responsible for an overall operation, and the enlisted soldiers are the ones who are going to make sure that work gets done. And then there's warrant officers. Some people see these guys as ninjas in their fields. What? Absolute subject matter experts. If no one can solve a problem, you better hope that a warrant officer is around. 3, you need to tell the recruiters what you want and never settle for anything less. Recruiters do have your best interest at heart, but keep in mind that some are going to go farther than others for you. With that being said, most recruiters are going to give you the hot ticket items or the jobs with incentives and not go over all the others. Not because they're trying to hide anything from you. There are just so many jobs to go over that they would spend all day going over every single position with you. So you need to tell them what you want and let them accommodate. There are recruiters with connections that can get you things that are well beyond the scope of their job. I've met recruiters who are able to put soldiers in their desired locations, and some of them even got schools such as Airborne School or Air Assault School in soldiers' contracts before they left for basic training. What a lot of people don't know is that for those additional schools, you'd have to compete with thousands of soldiers to get a slot just to get into that school. I have a friend who told a recruiter that she wanted to go to Italy, and she ended up getting what she wanted. Now, before you get excited, you need to keep in mind that not every recruiter can do this, but you never know unless you ask. Lastly, if you do end up joining, you need to keep in mind that you're going to be on a team that's going to depend on you to pull your weight. You shouldn't be the person who does the bare minimum to get by. You'll want to contribute to your team as much as humanly possible. Thank you for watching my video. I hope there's something that you took from this. Please comment below with a career that you want to know more about, and hit that subscribe button for more content.